3, 2.
Good afternoon and welcome, Minister the Honourable Lieutenant Colonel Birch, Minister Tiny Furbett, and Permanent Secretary to the Minister of Public Works, Mr Kirk Atterbridge, attending public officers, age-concerned directors, staff, affiliates, and members of the press. We stand before you today with both sad and good news. First, I would like to acknowledge the passing of Mr Walter Roberts, a Bermudian elder statesman and a former chairperson of Age Concern Bermuda. Mr Roberts joined the Age Concern Board of Directors in 2004 as a retiree. As a leading member of Age Concern, he brought a wealth of experience, contacts, and energy to the organisation. In addition to providing significant support in fundraising, liaising with government, and in using his love for advanced technical advancement in guiding us through the initial implementation of our existing database, a database that we continue to benefit from today. On behalf of Age Concern Bermuda, our board, staff, and our affiliates, I express our deepest sympathies for his passing. Thank you for allowing us to make that important acknowledgement. The reason we are here today is to officially announce to the public and our affiliates that Age Concern Bermuda has accepted a conditional offer from the Bermuda government to rebuild Admiralty House, the grounds on which we stand today. We are grateful to the Bermuda government, the Ministries of Public Works and Social Development for Seniors for their ongoing support of the work of Age Concern Bermuda. We are also grateful for our many financial supporters. A special acknowledgement of gratitude to the Bermuda Foundation for the sponsorship of the Community Engagement and Feasibility Study, the details of which will be outlined by our Executive Director shortly. The Board of Directors of Age Concern are acutely aware of the historical, social, and environmental significance of Admiralty House and are thrilled to have been given the opportunity to become stewards of this magnificent property. While we are making the formal announcement today, the vision to redevelop the Admiralty House property commenced when we moved into the former Seniors Islanders Club in 2019, just prior to the COVID 2019 shutdown. Our vision was further shaped coming out of the pandemic, when isolation became a key health and safety concern for older adults, as many families and communities were disconnected from their older loved ones due to travel and contact restrictions. Having recently completed our strategic plan, we have identified adverse conditions such as poor health and economic outcomes as significant threats to the well-being and successful aging of older adults on our island. Our aim remains to be part of the solution by equipping ourselves to better address this concern through the achievement of our mission to promote the rights and responsibilities of older adults and to advance their quality of life. While our vision is significant in scope, we are also cognizant of the significant responsibility that comes with our stewardship. As such, we are starting the redevelopment process with the launching of a community engagement initiative to determine what the community feels the redevelopment of this historic landmark should look like. This initiative is also necessary for the completion of a feasibility study that will help us to determine whether we can continue to the second phase of this project. We hope that the public and our affiliates will actively participate in the community engagement phase of the initiative. At this time, I welcome Minister Birch to speak on this exciting community project. Minister Birch.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, and thank you for being here today for this momentous occasion. I'm joined by the Minister of Social Development and Seniors, the Honourable Tiny Furbett, JPMP, and our partners from Age Concern. Today we come together with excitement, hope, and optimism as we unveil the successful applicant chosen from a request for proposal from our ministry. This process launched in January 2022 to identify the best suited organization to restore and revitalize the historic Admiralty House Ballroom, which is a Grade II listed building that holds a special place in Bermuda's heritage. Before I proceed further, I'd like to acknowledge and thank the Planning Department and Conservation team for their valuable input during the preliminary consultation phase. Their feedback and guidance were instrumental in protecting the ballroom's historic status, a vital aspect of this redevelopment initiative. Restoration of this cherished landmark is at the heart of our vision. However, it's not just about preserving history. It's about creating a space that will benefit the entire community, particularly our seniors and the broader community near Admiralty House Park. The ballroom's redevelopment allows us to breathe new life into this iconic structure, while incorporating ancillary spaces to enhance its utility further. I'm pleased to announce that Age Concern Bermuda has been selected as a successful applicant out of 3 proposals. This decision reflects the commitment of Age Concern Bermuda to the welfare of our aged citizens and their families. They have assumed responsibilities and assets already, such as the leased property at 24 Admiralty Lane within Admiralty House Park. They are now poised to expand their vision to better serve our growing older community and support families across the island. Age Concern Bermuda's aspiration aligns perfectly with our goal to redevelop the former ballroom, reinstate its functionality, and make the entire facility available for the benefit of our community, both locals and visitors alike. However, given the unique nature of this Grade 2 listed property within a national park, we recognize the complexities involved in its redevelopment and use. Age Concern will thoroughly review the entire scheme, starting with a community engagement phase and a feasibility study, as you've already heard. They are eager to hear from the public, understand the community's vision, and gather input to shape their plans effectively. Age Concern has received philanthropic grant funding for a community feasibility study as part of this process. This study, conducted by Narrative Research Bermuda, will ensure that their plans align with the needs and expectations of our community. The results will also form the basis of their business case for the redevelopment and use of the ballroom. As we embark on this journey with Age Concern Bermuda, we look forward to working together to breathe new life into the Admiralty House Park Ballroom. Our shared vision is revitalization, community enrichment, and a brighter future for our seniors and the entire Bermuda community. I want to thank Age Concern for its vision and ambition and for having the impetus to create a better space that can benefit everyone while preserving cultural heritage. This is a unique partnership for the government. To be engaged with that will see us actively involved with Age Concern as they work their way through each phase of this project. I encourage everyone who has an interest in Admiralty House Park to participate in the feasibility study so that the widest possible input can be received and included in the ultimate design. We are delighted to partner in this way, and we eagerly anticipate the positive impact this project will have on our island home. I will now invite Mrs. Mercedes Pringle de Silva, the Executive Director of Age Concern, to the podium. Thank you.
Thank you, Minister. Protocol having already been established, I echo the sentiments that have been shared thus far and thank the Bermuda government, the Board of Directors of Age Concern, and I also thank the Bermuda Foundation for having the courage to take on the bold vision of redeveloping Admiralty House. Our staff team has already begun to work with Narrative Research to conduct the community engagement initiatives needed to determine how hopes, dreams, and realities of the community will shape the redevelopment process. While Age Concern's mission is to enhance the quality of life and promote the rights and opportunities of older adults in Bermuda, the community initiative has been designed to be inclusive and transparent, allowing members of the community to provide their opinions, suggestions, and views on the future use of this property. We are mindful that the project can only proceed if it meets the needs and realities of our time, which includes being socially relevant and economically sustainable. Therefore, our community dialogue must include conversations with the public, private, and non-profit sectors. This means that during the engagement process, our discussions will be with seniors, their families, and the surrounding community, local retails, tourist vendors, community associates, the government, non-profit organizations, and the like. As stated, we are very pleased to be working with the reputable market research team at Narrative Research, who were selected after our RFP process conducted earlier this year. This community engagement initiative begins today with this public announcement and will be followed by online and telephone surveys, as mentioned, with the general population, stakeholder interviews, and both virtual and in-person town halls style events. We can share with you that the links to the surveys will be mailed to all Age Concern members and other stakeholders who are welcome to circulate the survey questions as well. We would like as much feedback as possible. The online survey, to be launched shortly, will be available to all residents through November 30th. We will, of course, provide more details on this later. And our virtual town hall is also been planned using the Zoom platform on Thursday, November 9th at 6:30 p.m. Information on how to join the meeting will be available by contacting us and will be circulated shortly. An in-person public meeting is also planned for Tuesday, November 14th at 6:30 p.m. More details will follow. Additional details on all of the upcoming events will be shared closer to the dates, so please look out for those announcements. We want to hear from everyone. We want to also ensure that the available engagement forums have as many viewpoints and suggestions from the community as possible. I now welcome Dr. Claudette Fleming, our Project and Support Officer of All Things Long-Term Care, to give her suggestions and follow-ups.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody, thus far. Protocol having already been established. I too welcome everybody. Ministers, thank you for coming and thank you for the opportunity. Let me see if my public speaking skills have gotten a little rusty, see if I can wing it a little bit here. I want to thank you all for coming, and especially to our seniors who we are doing this work on behalf of. You know, since retiring from my post as Executive Director of Age Concern, many people have asked me, are you still associated with Age Concern? And the answer is a resounding yes. It remains my passion. Our current operational program team are here, and they're full of young people, and they're very capable and excited about being able to serve you. And we continue to serve over 6,000 older adults every year, and I'm pleased to be a part of the operational team with my new boss. You know, these are difficult times. Cost of living is rising. Food and fuel prices are going up. Our population is getting older. Our younger people seem to be emigrating to other places. We want you to know, the public, we want you to know, seniors, that these issues are not lost on us. We are still working diligently to be your voice and to also concentrate on the shorter term issues that are impacting you. The Admiralty House project will be no different. You know, when we came out of the pandemic, we were one of the organizations that were relied upon to address the needs of seniors. And one of the things that came out, I was even a part of answering the phone calls, was the isolation that the pandemic caused. And we're still feeling the impact of that isolation today. We've listened to these concerns. We know the health risks associated with isolation and loneliness. and the challenges associated with keeping physically active and mentally active in our older years. This project is about trying to address those issues as well. We thank all of you who have participated in our strategic planning process. We thank you for your honesty. We thank you for your transparency and for your commitment to stay connected to age concern, not just for yourself, but in service to other older adults who find themselves in these circumstances. As we move ahead in the community engagement process, we cannot proceed unless the community develops we're in this together mentality, the entire community. We encourage you to participate when and wherever you can. And as the executive director has stated, your first opportunity to be a part of the process will be to respond to the online surveys and then to attend either the virtual or the in-person town hall meeting that we're planning for the West Pembroke area. If you can't find us anywhere or are unable to respond or participate, don't hesitate to contact us on 238-7525. We're open from Monday to Friday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. or to email me directly at cfleming@ageconcern.bm. Colonel Birch, I want to thank you again. It was such a pleasure to talk to Colonel Birch. He shared with, I hope you don't mind, but he shared with us his affinity to older adults, having lived with his mother who cared for older adults and was raised among them. And you know, this project represents that wonderful opportunity to bring the generations together, which is so needed in Bermuda. So, Colonel Birch, thank you for your commitment to the project. We appreciate you. And Minister Farbitt, thank you for your continued support of Age Concern. We don't have to ask twice. You know, she pays attention, and we want to thank her for her support of Age Concern as well. Of course, the Bermuda Foundation is always a risk when you're doing projects like this and you're in the charitable sector. Will it get to the next phase? Well, we're living phase by phase, folks, so you got to be with us for the phases, okay? But the Bermuda Foundation has agreed to the very first phase, and that is funding the feasibility study. And that is so important to determine whether we actually can proceed financially with the project. So we thank the Bermuda Community Foundation and Dr. Margaret Virgil, who represents them, who couldn't be with us today. And to our many donors, our supporters, our affiliates, the general public, thank you for your continued support of Age Concern Bermuda. We now look forward to hearing and working from you, and we welcome questions at this time from the media. Thank you.
I love how that was passed to me. Tomorrow? No. I think realistically, I think as many have expressed today, Age Concern has two roles to play in the community. We have this project, which we're very, very excited about, and then in parallel, we will continue to run our business as usual activities and our programs and our client services, which the community so relies upon. And we do have to make sure that we can continue to run both together. We expect the feasibility study to take a few months. Hopefully after that we'll get the green light to say that it is a viable project for us to undertake, and then we will, like any capital project, have to seek funding with how to move forward. It is all about the partners, it's all about the community engagement. We are a small team here. We work hard, but we're a small team. So again, I would call upon the community, if there was any who wanted to volunteer time, architectural services, construction services, all of those, please bring it down. But ideally, we would love to be able to break ground in the next year or so, I think would be the goal. We do, as Dr. Fleming said, have a number of phases. The first phase will be just to, as you can see, the building needs a lot of make-safe work as well. So starting with that, starting with maybe some low-level, vendor markets, day center activities, but it's going to be this is a long haul project, like many capital projects.
I see. And is there anything that's, again, it's up to the community, but are there anything that is there anything that Age Concern feels necessary to include in this space?
I mean, we would love to make it as inclusive as possible for as many things as possible. The Admiralty House site is historic. I mean, I was just reflecting earlier, I actually came here to nursery some 40-some years ago. Let's not date myself too much. But, you know, I think it would be great if we could have a community that was for seniors, worked by seniors. You know, I'd love to have a vendor market here that is, you know, has the opportunity for seniors to sell their wares. I'd love to be able to have an experience where we could bring dancing back even to Admiralty House. You know, I think it would be fantastic if we could just have a whole different series of events. Equally, it's a fantastic tourist site as well. So I think there's an opportunity as well for some work to be done to open it up to our tourist community as well. We have a fantastic tourism product here in Bermuda as well, and it would be great if we could kind of leverage that in as well to the space. The challenge here is not, is there potential? The challenge is there's so much potential around how we can limit and start it in those phases.
This might be for Lisa Birch, actually. How many people did come forward to try and renovate the ballroom, and what would Age Concern look like?
So there were 3 responses to the RFP. Age Concern's response was the most comprehensive and forward-thinking. Our view is that Admiralty House has deep ties to the Spanish Point community, and so therefore their interests and desires should be considered. That was part of their submission. And so the team came up with the recommendation that Age Concern be given the opportunity to pursue this project. It's probably going to be unique in terms of government-private partnerships because of the nature of the work that's going to be required here. And so the ministry has partnered with Age Concern to provide some of the services that we have as a matter of course to try and reduce the costs. But we're in this as partners, and so we shall hold hands together and see it through to its conclusion.